CBS Thursday, February 26th.
High temperatures tomorrow, sub-zero for the Upper Peninsula and wind chill values well below zero. All those details and impacts are up next.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, it is freezing in the UP. We'll hear how homeowners can make sure their pipes don't freeze. Plus, we have some highlights as Jim Koski once again hosts Legends and Lore, an annual fundraiser for the Marquette Regional History Center. And President Trump wraps up his trip to the World Economic Forum in Switzerland. We'll have the latest from Washington, D.C. Your 19 News at 11 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
Welcome in. A first look at your forecast. We've been talking about this dangerous cold, and we are in the most dangerous point of this cold temperatures, and it will continue throughout tomorrow and even through Saturday morning, where an extreme cold morning will continue to be into effect through Saturday morning, and some whiteout blizzard conditions up to Houghton and Eagle Harbor area throughout the early morning hours. High temperatures tomorrow will struggle to see near zero, and with that being said, the wind chill values will be well below zero. This is very dangerous cold. I'll talk about all those impacts and how you can try to beat that in just a few minutes.
Kelly, thank you very much. With these sub-zero temperatures comes a host of problems for homeowners, and not just higher heating bills. As our own John Truitt explains, your pipes are in danger as well.
Anytime the temperatures are below 20 degrees, frozen pipes are a major concern. And the next few days will certainly put them to the test. We spoke to a local plumbing contractor who says letting the faucet drip is a proven way to prevent them from freezing.
Obviously, running water is less prone to freeze than standing water or still water. So even turning your sink or your shower on for a few minutes, or if you're going to be gone from your house for quite a while, to just leave the faucet dripping a little bit.
You don't need to open up your faucet that much. A simple drip, drip, drip will do the trick.
I would say just a tiny drip. As long as the water is consistently dripping, it doesn't need to be a strand of water that's running. It can actually just be drip, drip, drip.
Although it may slightly increase your water bill, it's minor compared to the expense and hassle of replacing frozen or worse, burst pipes.
Signs that someone is headed to trouble, or if they're worried about their pipes freezing, you're going to start to see water pressure maybe delay a little bit, or it's not going to be as strong. Temperature of your shower or water, like it heating up quick enough, those are also signs.
Another suggestion is to open up the cabinets below your sink. This will allow warmer air to get to those pipes.
That will just kind of allow some heat to get into those cabinets. If you have a crawl space or an attic area, which isn't insulated as well, I would also recommend putting some temporary heaters or some space heaters in there.
And don't forget to let it drip overnight, because no one wants to wake up to an ice water pond in your kitchen and an expensive visit from your plumber. In Marquette, John Truitt, WZMQ 19 News.
The Marquette Regional History Center held its annual fundraiser this evening at Kaufman Auditorium. Local storytellers Jack Dio and Jim Koski came together to share a lineup of historical Marquette tales dubbed Legends and Lore and Marquette Unknown. These included the origin of Jim's first name, derived from a relative who lived during Marquette's era of bustling trains, and a background of Jack's late close friend, a notable Munising photographer who captured her own side of history. The sold-out show saw over 800 people in attendance, with all funds going directly back to the museum.
Not only does it mean that people are interested in the history of Marquette, which is a fascinating history, by the way, but they're also showing a lot of support for a local organization that's been around now for over 100 years in the Marquette Regional History Center. And it's because of events like this and the people who attend them that the History Center will hopefully be around for a while.
This evening marked the duo's 9th year hosting the tradition. President Trump is heading back to the White House from the World Economic Forum in Switzerland. Aboard Air Force One, the president told reporters that he said he had a good meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, but added that numerous previous conversations haven't helped bring the Russia-Ukraine war to an end. Erica Brown has the latest from Washington.
As they met behind closed doors at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, President Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky discussed efforts to end the war between Russia and Ukraine.
Everybody wants to have the war end.
The Ukrainian leader says representatives from his country, Russia, and the U.S. are set to hold their first trilateral talks in the United Arab Emirates on Friday.
They want to find compromises. You know that we are open for different steps, and I said that it's two sides compromise, two sides. So Russians will not win this war. They didn't win. They will not.
While in Davos, President Trump launched his Board of Peace with a charter signing event. The board was created as part of a brokered ceasefire between Israel and Hamas.
We're committed to ensuring Gaza is demilitarized, properly governed, and beautifully rebuilt. It's going to be a great plan, and that's where the Board of Peace really started.
At least 22 countries, including the U.S., signed the charter to join the new group so far, with the goal of rebuilding Gaza. But the president says the board's work will go beyond the borders of the Palestinian enclave.
Once this board is completely formed, we can do pretty much whatever we want to do, and we'll do it in conjunction with the United Nations.
A number of European allies, including the United Kingdom, have so far declined the president's invitation to join.
President Trump says he is offering membership on the Board of Peace to Russian President Vladimir Putin as well. The CEOs from 5 of the largest health insurers appeared before House lawmakers today to address health care affordability. Their testimony comes after Congress did not renew Affordable Care Act subsidies, driving up premiums for millions of Americans. Republicans faulted the law, also known as Obamacare, and industry consolidation, while Democrats blamed their GOP colleagues for the problem.
The big ugly law. Competition is essential for patient access. Lack of competition and consolidation within the insurance marketplace has led us to higher healthcare costs as a whole.
Make no mistake, congressional Republicans and President Trump are to blame for the healthcare affordability crisis Americans are experiencing today, and it's only going to get worse.
Last year alone, the health insurance executives testified that factors beyond their control, like rising treatment costs and an aging population, have increased premiums. President Trump signed a new executive order this week aimed at boosting the sluggish housing market. The median home price is $430,000, up just 0.4% since December of 2024, but up nearly 30% since 2020. The president's order is an attempt to increase the supply of homes to buy by preventing Wall Street investors from purchasing single-family homes for the rental market. Business analyst Jill Schlesinger expects it to have a limited impact because institutional investors are just a small slice of the market. She adds several other factors are causing headaches for potential buyers.
But that overall price, a 6% mortgage, high property taxes, high insurance costs, makes affordability a very difficult hurdle to get over if you're a first-time home buyer.
According to Freddie Mac, the mortgage rate for a 30-year loan is 6%. Schlesinger says people should feel okay renting right now if it's a better alternative and stash some extra money away in a savings or retirement account. Kelly Rowland has your first warning weather forecast when we come back. Plus, in this week's Medical Minute, we hear what steps to take to recover from an injury in the right way. We'll be right back.
19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture.
On the Jennifer Hudson Show.
Shirley Ray! You just renewed your wedding vows? If you are going to take the rocky steps, you got to give them something to look at.
And NBA player Kyle Kuzma.
Your earrings giving me all the energy I need to blinging.
The Jennifer Hudson Show, tomorrow at 4 on WZMQ CBS. Followed by The Kelly Clarkson Show at 5 and 19 News at 6.
At Big Valley Ford in Ewan, we're more than just a dealership. We're your hometown partner in finding the perfect ride. With a huge selection of high-quality vehicles, there's something here for every lifestyle and every budget. Looking for value? We've got one of the largest selections of pre-owned Ford trucks in the UP, all in excellent condition and low miles, along with a huge selection of new Broncos and trucks all ready to roll. Experience the Big Valley difference at Big Valley Ford in Ewan.
As the world evolves, so do careers. And the #1 question college students ask is, what's out there for me? NMU has programs for all 20 of the country's fastest growing career fields, including nursing, mechanical engineering, cybersecurity, climate control technology, and data science. Head north into a bright future at NMU.
MeTV presents Potter Poetry.
Oh, pony pucks, bull cookies, horse hockey, pigeon pellets, mule muffins, monkey muffins. That's what she said.
Watch Colonel Potter on MASH.
Hot diggity, hot saucy, hot mustard.
Weekdays and Sundays at 7 on MeTV 19.1. Escanaba reporter Lily Simmons on WZMQ 19 News. Now, WZMQ TV 19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Kelly Rowland.
And welcome back. We are still talking about extreme cold conditions and some potentially extreme whiteout conditions if you are headed out on the roadways anywhere from Houghton through Keweenaw counties. That blizzard warning will continue through the overnight hours, and that is mainly for some visibility issues. So please be careful if you are headed out and about. We will have those wind gusts still at about 35 miles per hour blowing the snow around, and some additional snow on top of that will accumulate. With a blizzard warning though, it's not so much heavy snow as it is a sustained period of winds blowing the snow, which reduces your visibility to a quarter mile or less for at least 3 hours. So that's telling us that those types of conditions will continue through tomorrow morning, especially if you're headed out really early in the morning. Just keep that in mind. But the snow doesn't become too much of an issue any longer once we get to the weekend. But what you can't see on here is those cold conditions. This is just a look at your cloud cover and snow, which won't really be too much of an issue. So once we clear the rest of tonight and even those lingering lake effect snow bands tomorrow morning, from now until Saturday at around 2 p.m. we could be looking at some places around 5 inches of snow, like Ontonagon up through Eagle Harbor with that blizzard warning, and Munising through Sault Ste. Marie, maybe a few inches as well. But what we really are focusing on is this dangerous cold. This is the coldest time of the year. I understand it's late January in the Upper Peninsula, but this is really dangerous cold for humans, and there are some impacts to nature as well. I'm sure you've heard of the exploding tree talk going around social media, and really what's happening here is the water or the sap that's in the trees, it quickly freezes with this type of cold that we're experiencing, and it makes that bang sound or kind of that crack, and that's when the tree splits and it creates those noises. So the tree is not actually just randomly exploding, I'm sure you know that, but it is because of this extreme cold. So it obviously affects humans, it affects everyone all around, because this is not normal type of cold. It's winter, but we are experiencing well below average air temperatures and wind chill values. This is your look tomorrow morning. Places like Iron River out to Ironwood, you could be looking at -40 or -45 for the wind chill values, even for us here at about 33 or 32 below zero, and it doesn't really improve that much through Friday night and Saturday morning. So even when we may not have that extreme cold warning anymore, we will still have some pretty dangerous cold to deal with for the majority of the weekend. We're talking frostbite symptoms that could start to kick in as little as 2 to 5 minutes, and on top of that, if you're outside for longer than that, we could be looking at some hypothermia. So please cover that exposed skin, dress in layers, listen to your body most importantly, and also check up on others. If there's anyone older in your life or super young, make sure you watch out for them. High temperatures likely in the negatives for tomorrow. Will slowly climb back up, but still dangerous cold, stuck in the freezer for the weekend. And then as we get into next week, it's not so much the snow that's an issue, but the cold will continue for basically the rest of January.
Kelly, thank you again. In our continuing partnership with OSF Healthcare, we're getting some insight on the best ways you can get back on your feet after a physical injury. Here's this week's edition of Medical Minute. Dr. Whitmarsh, we all know it can be a little tough coming back from an injury and getting back in shape. What are some things people can keep in mind or should keep in mind when trying to get their body ready to go?
Yeah, I find that that's one of the most challenging things for people is after you're injured, how do you fill that gap between physical therapy and going to the gym, right? One of the greatest things we can recommend is taking your time, really focusing on a slow, consistent progression, making sure that you're not jumping into things too quickly because that's when we often will re-injure ourselves.
All right, and when it comes to physical therapy, when do you think it's time to maybe get a referral?
Anytime that pain or stiffness is continuing to limit you beyond, let's say, a 2-week period and you can't get back to doing those things that you love, like running or hiking or hunting, those are the times to really reach out to your doctor and get a referral to come and see us so that we can help you get back to those things in a strategic manner.
All right. Anything else you think people should know if they're dealing with any sort of these issues?
Really just focus on progress over perfection. You don't have to be striving for the moon, but just a slow, steady pace is great. And you know, the 80-20-20 rule is always something good to go by, where if 80% of the time you're sticking to your program, then you're usually pretty good.
All right, good advice. Dr. Whitmarsh, thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Loyalty programs for frequent travelers have changed, and it's becoming harder to earn perks for staying true to your airline carrier. Christian Benavidez finds out just how much your loyalty is worth.
71-year-old Mark Merchant is a decades-long frequent flyer. He's an entertainer on cruise ships.
It's not there. I'm always stuck in the suitcase.
He's flying to Turks and Caicos on American Airlines, where he's got Gold Advantage status. He's also Diamond Medallion and a 3 million miler on Delta. Merchant remembers when reaching status on an airline was based on actual miles flown.
And you got 1,000 miles for even your first flight.
But today, it's all about dollars spent. Nick Ewan is senior editorial director at travel website The Points Guy.
These companies are really looking at how much you're adding to their bottom line as opposed to just the quantity of spending or the quantity of flights.
And not all money spent is created equal. American Airlines recently announced their basic economy tickets will not get you miles that you can redeem for flights.
Prior to this change, American customers earned 2 miles for every dollar spent on basic economy tickets. But American is far from alone in making it harder to earn perks for staying loyal.
In 2022, reaching top-tier Diamond on Delta meant spending $15,000 qualifying dollars a year. Now it's $28,000. A 2025 study from airline consulting IdeaWorks company found since 2019, the average price of a loyalty seat on 6 major airlines has increased by more than a third. Only American saw a decrease. Last year, Southwest Airlines ended its bags fly free policy for all passengers. United also made it harder to reach status.
Probably the biggest change has been the decrease in complimentary upgrades. And in many cases, you are seeing upgrade offers at check-in where they're holding back seats rather than giving them out as complimentary upgrades.
Ewan says it can be easier to reach status or earn miles if you sign up for an airline's credit card. So there may still be value in loyalty. The journey to get certain perks might just take a little longer.
Mike Ludlam has a whole bunch of college basketball highlights for us tonight. He'll kick things off with NMU taking on Purdue Northwest when we come back.
It's time to clear out the showroom for Kirkish Furniture's January clearance sale. Find year-end savings in every department all month long. Furniture, mattresses, appliances, and flooring. Shop Kirkish Furniture's January clearance sale while supplies last.
Closed captioning sponsored by Range Bank of Upper Michigan.
You know, Hard Rock is built on service, from that first cafe to hotels and casinos around the world. That's why on the Hard Rock Bet Casino app, service still comes first.
When you want to withdraw your money, it's secure. Get paid in 30 minutes or less.
When you need help, it's available 24/7. Real service, based right here in the U.S.
Hard Rock Bet Casino is here, Michigan. Roll with us.
New customers get up to $1,000 back in casino bonus plus 200 bonus spins.
My family's been in business for 70 plus years. We really needed to stress that this is not just a running store. Our running shoes are good for everybody.
It's about the people out in the community who are in the workforce. All those people really benefit from the proper footwear and structure that a running shoe can provide.
They might come in limping, almost like a miracle, walk out of here dancing. What's more than shoes, there's a caring that doesn't exist in a lot of businesses anymore.
Here's your WZMQ CBS This Is Home Community Calendar.
No looking back. Don't look back.
I wasn't really looking back, just remembering back.
Remember back with the Rifleman
on WZMQ MeTV.
Good evening, everyone. The big news in college basketball in the Upper Peninsula, the Michigan Tech men and the NMU men are both tied for the lead in the GLIAC Conference with 7-1 records. Tonight, they were playing at home, and we will start with NMU taking on Purdue Northwest. And Matt Mackerzak not happy about this sequence, but he was happy about others. Cal Klesmith waits for the play to develop. Then he will pass to Jackson Dudek, and that's good for 3. He had 14 points and 11 rebounds, 7-6 NMU. Dylan Keel with the ball, pride switch, doesn't matter. He will drive and score. He ended up with 28 to lead all scores. Next, PNW possession, pick and roll, but Trevin Stoudermeyer is going to get flat out rejected by Dylan Keel. A short time later, Kevin Taylor tries to drive on Jackson Dudek. Get that stuff out of here. Return to sender, please. Other end of the court, Charlie Miller just misses a three-point try. Trevor Polite the rebound to Cal Klesmith. His three ball finds the mark. He had 18 points and 5 assists. This one was tight all the way. Wildcats come out on top 82-75, raising their conference record to 8-1. So let's head north and see if the Huskies could do the same thing. The 6th-ranked Michigan Tech team and Josh Fittner taking on Wayne State. Good passing in the first half by Tech ends up with a Marcus Tomaszek bounce pass to Gabe Smith. Boom! Send that one home. He had 10. Next, Tomaszek to Grant Warren. Boom! For a dunk. Huskies up 43-23 at the half. Second half, Nate Abel to Tomaszek for 3. Swish. Tech still with a decent lead, but the Warriors tie the game at 59. Tomaszek drives, scores, draws the foul, and Michigan Tech would regain the lead. Tomaszek would drill another triple with under 2 minutes to go. That made it 74-66. He ended up with 35 points. Gabe Smith purposely missed the free throw with 1.2 seconds to go. Not much Wayne State can do. Michigan Tech hangs on to win this one 75-74, and the Huskies are also 8-1 in the conference. Let us go back to Marquette for NMU and Purdue Northwest, and J.C. Weisbrod gets things going for the Wildcats with that 3. She was 6 of 10 behind the arc and 21 points. C.J. Romero finds Nagani Alyssa Hill for the bucket. A double-double for Hill, 14 points, 10 rebounds, not to mention 3 helpers in just 18 minutes. Purdue Northwest's Riley Milosnik uses a screen to knock down the J. She led the Pride with 15. But head coach Casey Thousand's offense did not break stride at all. Sydney Whitehouse will spin back the other way and miss, but last week's GLIAC Defensive Player of the Week, Jordan Schmidt-Deal, had the easiest putback of her career. Wildcats up 25-15 after 1 to the second. Berica's Reed Osterman drives. Sarah Newcomer to C.J. Romero for 3. The senior had 8 points and 6 assists. Addison Pitleski spots Sydney Whitehouse. She will drive, make a couple of moves, up, under, around, and in. Whitehouse had a career-high 21 points. NMU led 47-32 at the half, pulled away big time for the 94-54 win. Coach Casey Thousand had plenty of nice things to say about Whitehouse after the game.
Sid was awesome. She works hard every single day. She can get to the rim. It doesn't matter who guards her, if it's a guard at 5'2" or if it's a tall 6'2" center. She's really good. She's super talented, and it's fun to see her get on the boards, and she can out-jump pretty much anybody. Her hops is amazing.
The Wildcat women shot 52% from the floor compared to the Pride's 33%. The NMU women's game Saturday against Wayne State begins at 1 o'clock. Back to the SDC for Wayne State and Michigan Tech end of the first half. Danny Noost drives, scoops the ball in coming up here just before the buzzer, and the Huskies are up 47-38 at the break. Third quarter, Tech up 12, but Taylor Thompson to Carrington Gordon for 3. Warriors back within single digits. Annabelle Arol to Emily Holman for 3, and all of a sudden Wayne State's in front, 60-56. Move to the fourth quarter, less than a minute remaining. Soraya Timms finds Negauni's Ella Mason for 3. Tech down 83-77. Mason had 22. Timms and Kendall Stenfast each had 20, but Wayne State made just enough free throws to win by the score of 86-83. The Huskies host Purdue Northwest Saturday. That one tips off at noon. Turning to the boys high school basketball scores tonight. Kingsford over Negauni 52-40. Bark River Harris turns back Gwynn 57-38. Ethan Marta 29 points. Westwood over Iron Mountain 66-41. Menominee in the win column 63-44, taking care of Gladstone. It was Norway over West Iron County 57-26. On the girls' side, Ishpeming over Westwood 59-31. Norway doubles up Kearney NATO +1, 55-27. North Central a three-pointer better than Superior Central, 39-36. Gladstone all over Manistee. And North Dickinson a dozen better than Stevenson, 39-27. Let's go to high school hockey, shall we? First period between Escanaba and Granville. Graham Johnson the puck to Nolan Bink. And the Eskimos around the board, 1-0 after 1. We move to the second. Granville's number 6, Landon Smith, will sneak that one past Cully Hayes to tie the game at 1. Hayes, though, had a pretty good night, stopping 28 of 29 shots. Early in the third period, the Eskimos reply. Gunnar LaMarche with the pass in the circle. Brody LaVake will smoke that one home, and it's a 2-1 lead for the Eskimos. And Escanaba scored 3 more times in the contest. The 8th-ranked Eskimos in Division III pull away from the 2nd-ranked Bulldogs in Division II for a 5-1 victory. Granville is scheduled to visit Jeffers tomorrow at 6 o'clock. We wish them the very best in traveling up to the Copper Country. In case you did not hear earlier in the day, Iron River's Nick Baumgartner has made the Olympic team for the 5th time in snowboard cross. That list came out today on the US Ski and Snowboard.org website. So Nick will be heading to Italy next month, along with 3 other Americans in that particular category, the snowboard cross, and 4 women are also announced. If you go to USSkiAndSnowboard.org, you will find a list of 97 people in snowboarding, skiing, aerials, all kinds of fun stuff. And hopefully we'll be able to catch up with Nick within the next day or two. He is going to be at Ski Brule on Saturday between 5:30 Central Time and 9 o'clock Central Time for a fundraiser. So that might be your best chance to get him before he heads to Europe. We will be right back.
Did you know that thousands of authors across the country have written books and published them with Page Publishing? If you've written a book, Page can help you through the process. We cut through the confusion of the publishing world to make it easy for you. If we decide to publish your book, your work ends and ours begins. From copy editing and proofing to typesetting and book cover art, we get you printed, distributed, and sold on Amazon, Apple iTunes, and bookstores. We'll even promote your book.
Call 1-800-711-9637 or scan the QR code.
Are you faithful or traitor?
From the traders, Alan Cumming. Would you be a good trader?
Everybody thinks they would.
I don't. I immediately tell someone, I'm like, you know what, that actually wasn't like the full truth. I immediately get like regret. Plus Kaylee Reese. All new Kelly. The traitors. I love how you say it. You said that the greatest moment that's happened on the show ever is this season. That's quite a tease.
I know it is a tease. Pay attention.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, tomorrow at 5 on WZMQ CBS.
Pure Outdoor is the first program dedicated to increasingly popular outdoor and eco sports. Individual and adventurous. Journey to the world's most exotic, breathtaking locations. Pure Outdoor.
Sophia Murphy reports at 6 and 11 on WZMQ 19 News. Tonight's sports is brought to you by the Window Store.
Andersen brand products are #1 in quality, and the Window Store is your local Andersen expert for installation and service of all Andersen windows and doors. From showroom to your home. Andersen Windows and Doors at the Window Store. Andersen is the #1 trusted window and door brand. The Window Store is the Upper Peninsula's clear choice for windows and doors. Now that's a perfect fit. From showroom to your home, Andersen Windows and Doors at the Window Store.
And a final check of your forecast as we are experiencing the coldest air we've seen this season and probably over the last few years. And we're not alone in this. A lot of the northern portions of the U.S. are experiencing this extreme cold. Just watch out in the overnight. This blizzard warning should cancel out, but we will have those whiteout conditions continuing. And of course, that extreme cold warning throughout Saturday morning. So anytime you step outside, you need to be dressing for feels like temperatures well below zero. This is a look at your actual high temperatures for tomorrow. We're going to be sitting around -2 into Marquette, and even if we do get some sunshine down to Iron Mountain or Menominee, we're still looking at negative for those air temperatures, which means those future feels like temperatures will be well below zero, around 30 to 40. So please watch out. Frostbite, hypothermia, all of those negative impacts of the cold weather can be at play if you're not dressed properly or listening to your body. We will get through it as long as you check up on yourself and others, and we'll get some sunshine back once we go through the weekend.
Kelly, thank you very much again. Mike, anything else?
By golly, we have a few more scores. More games are played tonight than I thought, although a number of them were canceled. On the boys' side, Forest Park over Escanaba, 71-57. The DC Knights edged Munising Baptist 37-34. On the girls' side, it was West Iron County 38, Gwynn 34. Rapid River defeated Hannahville 42-16. It was St. Ignace 59, Rudyard 41. Newberry also a winner, 49-26 over Brimley. And Cedarville Detour tripped up on a way 68-29. And Pickford, an easy time with Engadine tonight, 47-9.
Excellent, Mike. Thank you very much. Thank you all for watching. We'll catch you back here tomorrow at 6/5 Central.
Lilly Broadcasting stands with the people of Iran.
Half a century has gone by since we first opened our doors at Household, and we want to say thank you to all the customers that have chosen us since 1971, and welcome those that will continue to make our household their home for home furnishings.
I'm managing a business and we have a lot of kids. First National's online banking makes it easier to keep everything together. We can do mobile check deposit.